There's some more things that are happening in the muscle that we would want sensory information about those events or about that process. Okay? And one of those is what? What do? We change muscle length. What else do muscles do for us? I mean, what do muscles, what do normally we think of muscles doing for us? What do they generate? Movement, but before you generate movement, what do you have to generate?
Tension.
Tension, right? So you need to generate some kind of muscle force or some kind of muscle tension. Okay, so that's what muscles do. They generate force or tension. It would be good if we had a sensory receptor system that detected the amount of force generation or tension generation. Okay, muscles change length. We've got a sensory system designed to detect those changes. We'd also like to know about how much force we generate. So we have a set of proprioceptors known as Golgi tendon organs. Okay, they're abbreviated as GTOs. And Dr. Golgi that's why we have this kind of funky name for him. He's the guy that found them. So where are Golgi tendon organs located? We said spindles are connected in parallel to muscles or extrafusal fibers. Golgi tendon organs are situated at this musculotendinous junction. Okay, muscles, I think I have a picture of that actually. No. All right, so let's go back here. So musculotendinous junction. You have a muscle made up of extrafusal fibers, and then as you move into the tendon, you start to have a combination of tendinous tissue and muscle fiber tissue. So the vast majority of Golgi tendon organs are located in this musculotendinous junction. Okay, so they're not really spread out through the muscle itself. They're down here. Okay, so that's where they're located. And they respond to what kind of stimulation? What kind of sensory receptors are they? Right, they're proprioceptors. We said muscle spindles respond to changes in length or give us information about muscle length or change in length. What's the sensory system we're developing now? Tension. Okay, so we're trying to develop a sensory system that measures changes in tension and the amount or the absolute amount of tension. That's what the Golgi tendon organs do. Okay, and they are also mechanoreceptors. As you generate muscle force, you're changing the position of these fibers, the length of these fibers, and the way these sensory let's see if I can draw this. Not like that. Okay, so here's my little muscle, it goes down onto my bone. What I'm trying to show in a close-up, this looks like this. These Golgi tendon organs are arranged perpendicular to the muscle fibers. Okay, and they have an axon, and then this axon branches. So when I shorten this muscle, what happens to these little axon branches? So they're kind of all spread out through your muscle fibers here at this muscular tendinous junction. So I do this, that what changes the shape of the muscle or changes the length of the individual muscle fibers. What's going to happen to these things? They're just kind of spread out like fingers or web in the muscles. They're going to be squeezed, okay? Because of their arrangement perpendicular to the actual extrafusal fibers, when you shorten these fibers, these things right here get squeezed. Okay, so as I generate more tension, what's going to happen? More muscle extrafusal fibers are going to be contracted, more of these are going to be squeezed. Okay, so the stimulus for Golgi tendon organs is muscle tension, And how they register that muscle tension is because I physically deform the receptor ends. Okay, so they are also a class of, or they are also mechanoreceptors. They respond to mechanical stimulation in the form of they get squeezed when I produce a muscle contraction. Is that clear? So they don't have the same elegant sensory region as a muscle spindle, but they do their job.